I can't help but to feel a disconnect when political commentators refer to the Constitution whenever the Trump administration does a bad thing. And the disconnect isn't because what they're saying isn't factual, it's because what they're saying doesn't matter. I understand the technique of referencing the Constitution to people who pretend to be patriots. It shows them that their patriotism is performative and that they were never for what the Constitution was about. But also, we make amendments to this Constitution. The amendments that were made were fought for with blood, sweat, and tears, but not all of America supported these amendments. The Constitution is a piece of paper made during a period where slavery was still legal and the only people who had a say were white landowners. Am I supposed to still want to hold this piece of history up as the standard for these United States? Of course, that's what it was made for, but why should we continue to be stubborn about amending things like the Constitution? This is what I'm getting at. We continue to demonize certain old ways of living because now that we're in the future, we know the consequences to those practices, but we don't look at the system in front of us as an old way of living. The reason why we are at where we are today is because the Constitution was too loose about who was eligible to become president. It came from a generous place wanting the average citizen to be able to run for office without jumping through too many obstacles, but that is the problem. I understand we can rally for an amendment, but that process also unsettles me. The way I see it, the way politics has been handled in America for a couple of decades or more has been atrocious. It's a popularity and money contest. Social media came with hope and connection, as a lot of things do when they first step on the scene, only to turn into our enemy because money gets involved. When the Bible says money is the root of all evil, this is what it refers to. You don't have to be religious to understand why these things were said, because I'm not. This has been repeated throughout history. Mark Zuckerberg was so pressed to get Facebook to every corner of the earth that he didn't listen to his team when they expressed concerns about Facebook in Myanmar. Sarah Wynne Williams, who wrote Careless People, that detailed her time with Facebook, tried to hire someone capable of cleaning up the catastrophe of Myanmar. The majority signed off on this guy to be hired, but Joel Kaplan gave her a bullshit bureaucratic reason to say no. He told her it would be wrong to install her guy in this job because she's only in charge of Asia temporarily. Never mind that she started the hiring process before they told her she was temporary. Never mind that this person was needed in a country where they were not going to find a more qualified candidate. He tells her to drop the issue. If you want to dive deeper into that catastrophe, just look up Facebook in Myanmar, Myanmar. You will find it. The qualifications for president should not be susceptible to money and a fake image. It shouldn't be restricted based on whether you were born here or not. I understand how controversial that will be, but if you've been here nearly all of your life and want to see this place do better, why should you not have the opportunity to be commander-in-chief? Immigrants started America, but now immigrants are not welcome to fight for the Oval Office? It should not take millions or even billions of dollars to get a candidate seen. Billions of dollars wasted on campaigning just to have the person lose or even worse, become president and not follow through on any of the promises they made. Setback after setback by Congress and every other fucked up gear in the system because we ignore local elections too much. We are not all on one accord of what this country needs, even though it is simple, but there are too many Americans stuck on us looking like the tough guys instead of a safe haven for people to build a life. From the outside, it looks like we love to suffer and watch others struggle only so we can feel good when we make it out that struggle. This country elected a man that told them everything he was going to do while also lying about his affiliations with organizations like the Heritage Foundation when it came to Project 2025 that thousands of people tried to tell Americans about. An overhaul is overdue. It will take time and even a few generations, but hope should never be lost. The president shouldn't have to be beholden to a family image. The president shouldn't have to be 35 years and up. I believe 30 years and up is enough. The president shouldn't have to be born here, but a resident of America for more than half his life. The candidates running for president shouldn't be susceptible to shiesty PACs and super PACs. I almost want them to not even exist. The president should have some experience in community work, at least 2 years of it to keep the spirit of the loose qualifications the Constitution set. And if not community work, some schooling in sociology, political science, or any other education adjacent to the prosperity of communities. They don't even have to get a degree, just some basic understanding of the people they're running to care for. I also believe there should be a cap on how old you can be when running for president. I am thinking it should be based on our full retirement age, which is 67, but I'm still contemplating on that. Of course, if you go over 67 during your term, you can finish your term. This proposed amendment of mine is fueled by the fact that we had two of the oldest candidates to ever run for the presidency. I consider that elder abuse, considering the absolute rigorous campaigning candidates have to go through and the demanding job that is the presidency. Donald Trump is falling asleep during important meetings, allegedly wears a diaper, and can barely walk straight at times. How can we trust he's running the show if he can't even run his body? Is that not a security risk as well? These are things that are important and not fueled by bias. This is real life and real concern. I understand America wasn't built with all its current residents in mind, but now that we're here and have been exposed to how fucked our systems can be, things need changing. The president should be able to listen and show up during crisis. They should be able to properly communicate what money they're spending and why they're spending it. And that will sound like a duh thing to say, but Americans are always screaming about our spending because they don't understand what it's going towards and why it matters. The president should be able to emphasize why when one group is given the tools to prosper, we all prosper. They should be able to communicate the importance of our intelligence in the research we conduct on a daily basis. Overall, the president should be making sure we do not cut corners on education, healthcare, agriculture, energy, and more. Enough of the religion being forced on a country made up of many different cultures and beliefs. Our core values come from different places, but it is all the same. A president who can communicate all that I've laid out is what I'm looking for. There's too much corporate in a position that is supposed to represent the people. Enough is enough. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Please leave a comment of what you think should be added to this amendment of the qualifications for presidency. This video was inspired by a lot of things, current events and everything, but it just had me thinking that a leader is compassionate. A leader cares about people. A leader is kind, even in stressful situations. A leader doesn't belittle people, and it's just our current leader right now is no leader and has never led anybody to any sort of greatness. Not a good mentor. It's nothing. The current president is nothing for our children to look up to, and I think that is also very important. We need someone that our children can look up to. Yeah, let me know what y'all feeling. Thank you for watching. You can follow me over on Threads at Mavaho Kage because I've been active on there lately. You can also follow me on TikTok at Nakia Bella. Up to you. Thank you for watching, and I will not take up any more of your time.